Good morning. Good morning. We're in the studio and it's kind of a weird day. So my timing's a little bit off. And so this is green, but there's a green screen, so this isn't going to look green, so I want to tell you about that right now. So we're in the studio today, and I'm going to do a charcuterie board of my own design. But first, I want to do a pasta salad because my friend Terry, who works here, is going to a gathering of some sort, and she was looking for a cool... Oh, there you are. Come on in. I'm going to tell you about it.
Here I am. I don't want to miss any part of this.
Oh, no. So she needed to make, you need to make pans
60
for 60
to 80 people, right?
Yeah. So I did this at home the other day because I've been experimenting and I really liked it, and I hope you will too.
Yeah.
Now there's one little flaw. I was out of pasta at home last night. But then I remembered I had 2 boxes of macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, I have done that so many times.
So this will give you the idea.
Yeah, right.
So all I did was cook up the mac and cheese. No, left the cheese.
You
left the
normally
cheese
use a penne, right?
Yeah,
penne
or something like even a rotini.
Oh, okay.
Something that'll really grab flavor.
Okay.
So
good.
we're going to stir that up a little bit. And normally I would put parsley in here, chopped up parsley. But again, because of the green screen, I didn't want it to look brown.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll do this.
So we'll put the brown
grind some
stuff
herbs
in there.
Yeah.
Oh, yum.
Yeah.
Italian herbs.
So right now,
Okay.
all that's in there is I rinsed it, and then I tossed it with, squeezed a fresh lemon and some olive oil.
Okay.
And I brought an extra lemon in case when you taste it later, if you decide it needs more lemon.
Okay.
And the nice thing about this too, when I made it at home, I made enough, for a couple days. And you can also add a salad dressing to it if you want to. You want to taste a little different. One night I put some ranch on it,
Oh, sure,
So-
if you have any leftover, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's what I did.
Neat. Okay, so there's like a tablespoonish of olive oil and
Just a drizzle.
Okay.
My exact measurements.
just to make it wet. Yeah, till nice.
Yes.
My aunt used to say that. Till
Well,
nice.
because you can
Salt
always
till nice.
add more, but you can't take it away.
I agree.
It's simple, but the key, I think, to things like this is just to get some really good flavors in there. So now, when you do this and you make it in the big pans, I would suggest also adding greens right
Okay,
into the salad. That
right.
makes it like a pasta toss.
So the lettuce or some kind of
I would say like
romaine
kale,
or
spinach,
Okay. Yeah.
spring
all right.
greens. So when the
Love
way I,
those. Love those.
oh yeah, but something kind of crispy. I think
Okay.
it would be a nice texture thing.
All right. A little bit of celery in there.
Not head lettuce.
No,
Never head lettuce.
I know. That's useless. Kind of useless stuff.
It is. Although they tell me you have to use it in tacos.
I like cabbage in tacos.
Oh, all right.
Got-
I, for the most part, don't eat tacos, so.
Oh, that's right. You don't like Mexican food. How she doesn't like Mexican food is beyond me.
It's the
but-
seasoning and the refried beans. But the seasoning I don't like. All right, so what I did, when I did this the other day, and I did it purposely this way, now it's all stirred. I'm just going to layer things on top.
Oh, okay.
And then you kind of stir it in as you serve it.
Nice. Oh,
And also,
Easy.
if you've made too much pasta like I have, after you've eaten all the good stuff, then you can add more to it.
Oh.
Because
more good stuff.
there's not a lot of stirring space in the
Sure,
container.
right.
So you've got green onion. So go ahead and layer that in.
Okey-doke.
And what's our favorite tomato?
Those Camparis.
Of course.
I don't care what time of year it is. They're good. They're fresh. They're sweet.
Yep.
They're lovely.
They're like candy. I say that every time, but it's true.
I did wash my hands, by the way.
I know you did. So did I. In the
And I
studio,
did
we
some
really have to make a
pie.
point of it because we have to go in the other room.
Oh yeah, you can't see us. Just turn around and wash our hands. I did wash my hands. Oh, they smell so good.
I know it. I know it.
And look at already the difference, the color that adds to it.
So throw all that
I'm
in.
going to be careful with you cutting there.
No, I'm done cutting.
Okay.
You're safe
All right.
for now.
Little green
onion escape.
onions. There.
Oh, here it is. And then I just bought a jar of, they call it salad olives
Oh, okay.
because they're already chopped up.
Look at that.
So
Oh,
see,
you
we've
don't have
got
to mess with it or anything.
we've got the citrus in the lemon. We've got the sweetness of the
salt.
tomatoes,
Salt of the olives.
the salt of the olives,
That's
the brine,
beautiful.
and the pièce de résistance.
Goat cheese. Oh, heck yeah. Love
Go ahead,
it.
right on
Oh,
top.
Dump it on there, huh? Oh, isn't that pretty?
And it makes a nice presentation. Now, can you
Sure
see it with the green
does.
of the greens mixed in? Either, like I said, for a small batch, I would use parsley.
Lovely.
For a big, I do things like this, the big pans of salads and such. A lot of times
Yeah,
are free
that's what
meals.
I'm going to have. Oh, okay, right.
Because I can throw in toasted beans and I can throw in chicken and I can do everything in a single pan. Except I can no longer add greens to that pan. I have to do the greens separate. Because we have several guests that seem to have some real strong aversions to fresh greens. I don't know why. So rather than, actually, there have been times we've been sitting there sorting greens out of food for
Oh,
them.
for heaven's sake, so can't they sort it out themselves?
I don't know.
So,
And pine nuts.
a big pan that you're talking about that you make at Free Meals, it's one of those big tin pans or foil pans.
Yeah.
How much does that feed?
That would feed 30 to 40.
Okay.
And that's
so
why, you know, and
I could do 2 pans.
I think 2 pans would be, yeah.
Fine.
Sure, I would.
And then pine nuts.
Yep, pine nuts.
Add some pine nuts.
And
to
there you go.
anything. That's beautiful.
There you go. So
Wow.
there's your lunch.
Nice.
Do you want to
Yay.
taste it now?
I'm sure.
There's
If
forks
you have
right
a
here.
plate. Oh, good.
And there's little bowls right there,
Yes.
right there next to you.
Well, let's do this. Stir it in while, like you said,
Yeah, kinda stir it,
in
grab
while you're
some- yeah.
serving. Ooh, nice. Look at that.
Simple, quick. Other than the pasta, there's no
Lemony.
cooking involved. Because you're going to be traveling when you go to do your thing.
Yes,
So you don't
I
want to
have to take the ingredients with me. So in the fall, I will be going to Gatlinburg.
Gatlinburg.
And there will be 60 of us meeting in Gatlinburg for 4 days of get-together and wedding. And we will be cooking meals in teams. So I have the Saturday afternoon lunch, which I'm grateful for because I'm also going to order Subway. So I have to make the salad. And this is perfect.
Is it? Is it enough lemon?
A little bit more.
Okay.
But
Well, we'll add more
I
to
can
the.
taste the lemon and it's delicious.
Okay. So you think that would work?
It's a lovely light salad. I do. I think it'll work perfectly.
And you could even
Thank you.
pre-cook your pasta before you go. Take it down in plastic bags,
Oh,
big zipper
yeah.
bags. Put the lemon in, put the olive oil in, so it doesn't
my
stick.
gosh.
And then when you get there, if it's stuck, but it's still in the bag, just do this, it loosens it back up. So then all you have to
Perfect.
do when you get there is assembly.
Put that together. I can actually cut everything up before I go.
That's
too,
what I mean.
Except for the tomatoes.
You can get everything ready to go. All right, so we'll set this aside for right now.
Good.
You gonna get back to work for a bit?
I am.
All right.
Thanks, but I'm going to take this with
You
me.
can, you can.
All right. See ya. Bye.
There's lunch. So that was fun. Now what I did the other day when I did my charcuterie board, which I will explain, I actually made the salad and put it right on the board, which is something, that's something I do. A charcuterie means prepared meat. And most charcuterie boards are meat and cheese and something sweet, generally fig or something like that. I took that basic premise and went a lot further with it. I had a lot more stuff. And Chris and I, a lot of times, you know, especially when it's summer like this with his schedule in mind, this is a meal. We do the tray, we sit outside, perhaps have a glass of wine, and nibble. And it's easier than appetizers, and it's more flexible because you're not setting out, okay, these are the combinations of what you eat. Putting the whole thing out, and you can just, like I said, build a meal out of it. This is a vintage tray. It looks very worn. I collect these. My parents got a couple as a wedding gift in 1953, which at that time these were the wedding gifts. You usually see them, they're black with the flowers. This one is old. It probably dates back to the same time. I have sprayed it with a food-safe preservative. So I want the vintage look, but I also want it to be clean and sanitary. So that's going to be my starting point. So, like I said, I go a little bit further on everything. And so today I did get some meat. I can't get it out of the pouch. I did this a couple times at home last week, and I posted pictures, and boy, did I get responses. People were, zeroing in on things and going, do I see shrimp? What kind of wine are you drinking? So there I've got some salami. Now this, I was going to cube this ham, and the nice young man at the deli counter, I asked him for a half-inch chunk. I don't think that's quite a half inch. So, get creative here. I will cut it up, and then we'll make a little ham kebab. I'll kind of cube it. Oh, that smells good. This is Dietz & Watson ham, which is really nice. So that's what I do. When I try to get sweet, savory, salty, sour, oh, those all start with an S, and different textures, crunchy and smooth and firm like this. I've got some cheese and such, and it just makes a nice thing. You can do it just for the two of you. You know, you can call your friends and say, hey, come on over later, we're having drinks, bring a meat, and tell somebody else, bring some cheese. And then you can put it all together. It's just another way to spend time together. And as I'm not cooking, you know, it's not like I have to be in the kitchen. So it's a lot of fun. So I'll make little ham kebabs here. So that's what I'm doing there. And Terry's going to come back at the end. She doesn't know it, but today is Terry's birthday. So I didn't put a sweet on the tray because I baked brownies, and I have them hidden under the table. So just when we get to the end, I'll call her back in, and she doesn't know why. So when we get there, y'all join in and sing happy birthday also. All right, so then you get the idea what we're doing with the ham. I don't know, salami was a last minute choice. I'm not a big fan of salami. I know a lot of people are. I'm not a big fan of the preserved meats, I guess. Chris is. He likes prosciutto and all those different things. Yeah, that'll work. So as far as presentation, you know, if you're just doing it for yourself and your spouse or whatever, it's not that big a deal. I'm going to try to make it look pretty today just to give you an idea and inspire you. And it's funny you talk about, you know, I had people commenting and people that watch the show on some of the things I post. And we've got the green screen behind us again. So something that's supposed to be green turns brown, don't freak. But we recently filmed over at Terry's house. And I had someone message me who watches the show regularly and say, wow, Kyle's getting really good with the green screen. Nothing turned brown. And I said, oh, that wasn't a green screen. He is good with the green screen. So we're actually at Terry's house, which was very cool. So I'll set this aside for right now. So we've got some meat. I just love doing this. I don't even really make a list of what I'm going to do. I just kind of wander through the store. So now I've got, this is something I bought, Chris got for the first time last week, and he really enjoyed it. I'm not a big salmon fan. This is Cajun salmon jerky, and he really enjoyed it. And this young lady did such a nice job of wrapping it up. Another good point to this is it's very economical because you don't have to buy a lot of anything. So I'm going to unwrap a few more things. When we get back, we'll move into some other stuff. I'll have some more stuff on the tray for you to see. And then we'll sing happy birthday, and then we'll have lunch. So I'll see you soon.
What are you looking for?
And we're back. I've got some ham. I'm gonna add more because we're gonna have lunch here at the studio today. I've got some ham, some salami, and then I got some nice fresh cooked shrimp and some Cajun salmon jerky. Chris got this the other day. I started talking about this in the last segment. He really enjoyed it. I'm not a salmon fan, but stuff like that I like to put on a little plate. Now I've got some cheese. I've got some extra sharp cheddar and some pepper jack. Again, I like the cheddar, but I don't mind serving things that I can't necessarily eat. I'm told that's because I'm weird, that I have this certain reaction to certain foods. This is an allergy, though. I mean, I will stop breathing if I ingest these hot peppers. But other things like, you know, we've discussed bananas and such. I think they're disgusting. And Kyle asked me if I could eat one for $50,000 or something, and I said, well, discuss it. Is it tax-free? But I wouldn't stand anywhere near me while I did it. All right, now I'm going to reveal a secret. Everybody loves my butters. And all it is softened, non-salted butter and tubed herbs. That's all it is. Soften the butter, break it down. Now everybody can do this at home and you won't think I'm special anymore. But I do this, oh, it smells so good. The tubed herbs you can get, I'm putting it over there because it's green. You can get parsley, this is Italian. You can get ginger, you can get garlic, and you can do this fresh. You can just soften butter if you want to do something special for breakfast. Mash some berries into it. Blend some cinnamon or some honey into it. I mean, this takes 10 seconds in the microwave to soften it to this point so that it's soft but not runny. it's not melted. And that's it. So there you go. My secret is revealed. And the reason I did some butter, because I like to, I'm also going to do some rolls. And now again, this is a real departure, if you will, from your traditional charcuterie, which is much more limited. First time Chris and I had it, we went to that hotel in Rochester for our anniversary, Royal Park, I think. And it was good. We really enjoyed it. So we started doing it home. But of course, me being me, I had to expand a lot. You see, what we're building is just a little bit of everything here. And then you can just sit and nibble. And it really does constitute a meal. I mean, we've got protein and veg. By the time we're done, we've got some fruit. I bought these this morning, probiotic apricots. So I like to run the whole gamut. I like to have, whoops, didn't need to put the whole bag on there. A little bit of everything. So now I've got this is some apricot preserves. I always like to put preserves of some sort. These got big chunks of apricot. Is that gorgeous? Get some of the juice going. It's just going to pour out nice for me. There we go. And see, I'm not going to say, okay, now this goes with this goes with this. Just turn you loose and put together whatever you want. So we've got some apricot preserves. Whoop. I like to take the sweet preserves and put cream cheese. In this case, I got the chive and onion. And I would spread the cream cheese on a cracker and then add the preserves to it. Which is actually kind of something, that particular combination was kind of something that Terry was munching on at the studio here one day, and I baked some from her and it tasted great. And then I'm going to put, the one thing the charcuterie thing did say is quite often they include pickles or cornichons. Well, I reached in the fridge to get my cornichons this morning and discovered my husband has discovered them. The jar is practically empty, but it's still in the fridge. So I grabbed some sweet pickles. I can't get them out of the jar, but I've got them. And then I got some fresh grapes, and of course, being here at the studio, I took all the produce and everything over and washed everything before we started. So I got some red and green grapes, and I leave them right on the stem. This isn't all fussy. I'm not preparing all this. There we go. Put this over here. And other than, filling it out a little bit more, I'm going to add some more meat and such. That's kind of where we are. That's what we have. I think I've used everything I'd planned to use. And so you've got some herb butter and bread. You've got some crackers. You've got cheese. You've got a little bit of shrimp and salmon, meat, preserves, cream cheese, fruit, and you're setting ready to go. A couple of paper napkins and a glass of wine, and you are all set. And like I said, normally I would also put like dark chocolate on here. But since we're doing a little something special, I didn't. So but that would be something else I would add. So that's pretty much, see how simple that was. Doesn't take, it's inexpensive because as I said, you don't have to buy 5 pounds of shrimp. I bought 1 piece of jerky. I bought, they always laugh at me at the meat counter. Could I have 8 shrimp, please? Because I don't buy it by the pound. So I think all told, when I fill up this tray, it maybe costs $20. Now, this tray when filled would feed easily 4 to 6 people, maybe more, depending on how people eat. So that's not much. It's a nice thing too if you're like going out on the boat, going out on the deck, whatever. It's just easy. And this time of year, we're into that, just move the table. We're into that weather, where one day it's 90 and then the next day it's 60 and then the next day it's 90 again. So ease is important. And lately, Chris is still kind of a one-man band at the paper. He does have 2 new reporters starting, but not till the end of the month. So he's still working 7 days a week. We did get a chance, a little bit of a summer vacation. We spent a day at Greenfield Village with our friends Dave and Jackie, and that was fun. And then last week we went over to Windsor. And we went to Little Italy, and Chris found the espresso he's been looking for, and we had lunch at Spago. And then we went out to that cool European market that we'd found before. They just have a little bit of everything. I think next time we're going to skip Spago and go out there because they have all these wonderful prepared foods. But by the time we got there, I wasn't hungry. But it was fun. And it was just nice getting out of town for a day. We wandered back up Jefferson. We stopped at a street fair on Kirchville and Grosse Pointe. Came up through Utica, and I looked at my folks' house, which still looks great, and all my dad's plantings and planter boxes and such are still there. Looked at my first house on Rochelbach, and just kind of wandered home, and it was just nice to get out of town for the day, especially for him, because he just doesn't do it. And so that's our summer vacation. But I'm not complaining. I've had some downtime this summer. You know, I was convinced I needed to slow things down a bit, and I have, and I'm sleeping better, and I'm feeling better, and I look fabulous. So it's all good. I don't know what's coming up with Stormhaven. I've got some private events, but I haven't put anything on the schedule because I'm still looking for a perfect venue. Looked at a lot of places, but it's got to be just the right combination for me. So keep an eye on Stormhaven Events and Catering on Facebook, or call me, 248-933-4579. And I'm going to ask my wizard, how are we on time? Is it just about time to sing? Getting close. Yeah, so that gives me time to get the rest of this cut up and ready to go. And what else was I going to say? Oh, yeah, and that's also the number you can use to call me if you want me to come and play in your kitchen. I was actually supposed to be in someone's kitchen today, but something came up, so we had to reschedule. Ginger wants me to come back, but I'm planning something with her. I talked to her husband. I want to show up there some morning while she's still asleep. He's going to let me in. And she's going to wake up smelling breakfast. I think that would be a hoot. If I can do it without Lake barking, that'll be the real key. Because Lake is very, very alert. Well, that's her job. But that'll be fun. I want to do some fun breakfast things. Some mini omelets and maybe some sort of, I don't know if I'd do a crepe. I haven't done crepes in years. But we shall see. Looks like it's just about time. So I'm going to move some stuff around here. It's going to be very cool. You have to come back up.
Do I have to put a mic in?
No, just come on over here. We'll sing to you. Everybody sing. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I can't sing, I'm going to cry. This is one of the dearest, sweetest, most passionate people I know. She keeps us running here. She makes OCTV what it is. Well, it's true. We're a great team, and it's your passion that drives us.
Thank you.
And I'm very blessed to have you in my life and to call you my friend, more than just my boss. You're my friend, and
thank you.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
The world's a better place because you're in it.
Thank you. Well, you know,
And
grateful to be here.
well, good. Well, it shows. So now, in deference to you, I don't want any sweets. There's all different sizes. You can have a small piece. You can have a big piece.
But I love brownies.
I know you do. But it's your birthday, so you can have. They're yours. You can share them or not, or you can put the lid on them and take them home.
I'm gonna eat one right now.
Well, you have to blow out your candle too.
This one for you. Oh yeah.
Yay!
Thank you.
I didn't expect
Thank you
to get
so
so
much.
emotional.
Oh, me too. My goodness. Kyle, you want a brownie? Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome. So from here at Connie's Kitchen, happy birthday to Terry. Kyle's birthday was earlier this week, and since he doesn't do sugars, I brought him hummus, and we put a candle in it and sang to him.
And we ate it.
And then Kyle showed up this morning with a beautiful bouquet of flowers for Terry, which was very sweet. So we like to recognize our friends. And that's what Connie's Kitchen is all about, hanging out in the kitchen with your friends, doing some fun stuff. I'm going to fluff this out a little bit more, and then y'all can eat. And we're going to have a good time. So I always say, remember the promise. We fulfilled that promise last week when our guinea pig, Eleanor Pigby, left us. She was this little bundle of love. She was just the sweetest thing. And I was with her, which was a blessing to me. So we miss her, but that's the promise. And so keep that in mind when you're thinking about getting a furry critter. It's a long time, but it's so worth it. So I don't know where I'm going to be. This was episode 72. So I don't know where I'm going to be for 73.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's so much fun. And we'll wrap it up. We're going to have some lunch. We're going to have some brownie. You're already having your brownie. Good for you. It's your birthday.
Oh, yeah.
And you said earlier that birthday food doesn't count.
Nope, no calories.
Okay, just like carnival food. So stay tuned or tune in again or whatever. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. We'll have this on the air soon and we're going to have some lunch.
Yeah.
So until then, spend some time in the kitchen with your friends and family. Have a good time. Enjoy summer. Lord knows we'll have the other stuff soon enough. So we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Hi, my name is W. Ripto. I'm a member of the Addison Township Fire Department. I'm a lieutenant here. I've been here for 13 years. Today, we're going to talk about address signs and having your driveway properly marked and making sure that when there's an emergency, we're going to get there quickly and safely to help you with your emergency. Here are some things that we need to keep in mind when you mark your driveway and/or your mailbox. In some situations, you may have to mark both your mailbox and your driveway. In situations where your driveway is across the street from your mailbox, or if you have a shared driveway where multiple houses are on your driveway, or if your driveway splits off into 2 or 3 areas, wherever it splits, you might want to have an address sign marking what side to go on, whether it's left or right or straight or however you need to do it. It's going to make our job a lot easier to get to you in that state of emergency. A few other things to keep in mind is you can have your address sign vertically or you can have it displayed horizontally. We highly suggest that you mark both sides of your address so that whenever we're coming from the north or the south or the east or the west, we can see that driveway on both sides. In our engines, in our ambulances, we have our map books. And in our map books, we have very detailed oriented pictures showing exactly where the addresses are. But having that marked, your address sign marked or your driveway marked will definitely ease us in finding your address in that state of emergency. Okay? In the map book, we have all of our hydrants marked, we have all of our streets marked, and it makes it a lot easier for us to find. The address signs are $15 a piece. You can call the station at 248-628-5600 and request to have one filled out, or you can come to the station and have one filled out yourself. They're $15 a piece again, and it's definitely a good thing to have for your driveway and for us if we ever need to get there. Thank you very much for your time today. Again, my name is W. Ripto with the Addison Township Fire Department. Thank you and have a good day.